Okay, join me on page 176. If you're not there, go ahead and pause this video and open your book to that page and then continue playing once you're here. All right, genre, nonfiction. Some nonfiction articles give facts and information about a text. And for summarizing purposes, we're looking at the skill of problem and solution. A problem is a situation that needs to be overcome. A solution is how the problem is overcome. Okay, you'll notice some other text features. We're going to be looking for subheadings. We're going to be looking for pictures with captions, possibly maps. These are all characteristics of nonfiction text and how they're organized. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Follow along.
Real world reading. These walls can talk. How did the earliest human beings express themselves through art? If you're looking for archaeological finds that really rock, you can travel to Europe, Africa, and Australia to find some of the earliest examples of the human creative spirit. Exploring Europe's caves. In 1994, 3 people exploring a cliff in southeastern France felt a breeze wafting from a pile of rock and debris. That was a sign that there was a cave beneath it, recalls Jean-Marie Chauvet. With his companions, Chauvet cleared away an opening, then wriggled through a tunnel into a complex of large caves. Then, in the pale glow of their headlamps, the explorers noticed 2 red lines on a cavern wall. Chauvet recognized the markings as characteristic of the Stone Age. They had discovered an immense archaeological trove and, presumably, a clear window on prehistoric life. 6 days later, they returned with portable lighting and plastic sheets that they spread about to avoid disturbing artifacts on the cavern floors. Probing deeper into the cavern system, they began coming upon exquisite, intricately detailed wall paintings and engravings of animals, as well as numerous images.
Continuing on to page 177. We'll continue the reading and then we'll come back to the caption.
Of human hands, some in red, others in black pigment. I thought I was dreaming, says Chauvet. The art was in pristine condition, apparently undisturbed for up to 20,000 years. The walls show images of lions, bison, deer, bears, horses, and some 50 woolly rhinos. For now, tourists are not allowed in this amazing cave. The French Culture Ministry has put the Chauvet Cave off limits to all but a handful of anthropologists and other experts. The French learned a lesson from a cave at Altamira in Spain, another site where amazing rock art has been discovered. Early unrestricted access to this Spanish cave obliterated archaeological clues and led to the rapid deterioration of artwork. At another well-known site of cave art in France, the Lascaux Caves, the caves have also been sealed. Visitors tour a carefully created replica instead. Saving the rock art of Africa. Equally beautiful works can be found in great abundance on rock shelters, walls, and overhangs throughout the African continent. Unfortunately, these ancient masterpieces are deteriorating at an alarming rate, and they may disappear entirely unless something is done to save them.
Okay, so here we have another subheading, another characteristic. Here we have a picture with a caption. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
A colleague of Jean-Marie Chauvet inspects the Stone Age cave paintings found in France.
Both of these are characteristics of nonfiction text, having pictures with captions and subheadings. Okay, go ahead and turn the page to page 178 now. Again, we have a new subheading here, and we also have a picture with caption. Let's go ahead and listen to the text. Follow along.
In an effort to record Africa's vanishing trove of rock art, David Coulson, a Nairobi-based photographer, and Alexander Campbell, former director of Botswana's National Museum and Art Gallery, began crisscrossing the continent. They visited known sites and stumbled across new ones, photographing as much of the art as they could. Campbell is convinced that if examples of Africa's rock art were counted, they would total many hundreds of thousands of individual images. Everywhere Coulson and Campbell went, they found images dulled by sunlight, wind, and water, and damaged by chemical seepage from mining operations, tourism, and outright vandalism. An unthinking tourist, unaware of the art's significance and value, can be much more than just a nuisance. Amateur photographers have been known to throw water and cola drinks on the art to enhance its contrast and make the colors more vivid. How old is the rock art of Australia? The Australian continent abounds in Aboriginal rock art, both paintings and engravings. Much of it lies in a 1,500-mile-long, boomerang-shaped area along the country's north coast. Archaeologist Darryl Lewis of the Australian National University estimates that there are at least 10,000 rock art sites on the Arnhem Land Plateau alone, in the Northern Territory. Each of these sites, he says, can have several hundred paintings. But unlike early inhabitants of Europe, who often decorated caves over a short period and then abandoned them, the Australian Aborigines would return.
And we'll continue that. Let's listen to the caption.
Ancient carvings show a herd of giraffes on a stone in Africa.
Okay, moving on to page 179. Continuing where we left off. Again, we have a picture with a caption, but let's go ahead and finish with the text.
Over and over to the same sites. This is a practice that still goes on today. Unraveling the history of a single site can thus be extremely complicated. How old is Australia's art? It is clear that artists were at work in Australia at roughly the same time as their European cousins. Anthropologist Alan Thorne of the Australian National University claims that a small piece of red ochre, a kind of clay, dated to 50,000 years ago, was worn down on one side, like a piece of chalk, by humans. Whether it was ground to paint a shelter, or a person or part of a wall, I don't think anyone would disagree that it is evidence of art, says Thorne. These ancient masterpieces, found around the world, offer windows into the rich lives of our prehistoric ancestors. But if nothing is done to save and preserve the rock art, some of these windows could close forever.
Okay, and let's go ahead and listen to the caption on the picture.
Scientists date these ancient drawings by Australian Aborigines to 23,000 BC.
All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.